The super classic 3-step eyeshadow look, you need a light, shimmery or not, a medium, matte, and a dark matte. First, take the medium matte shade and a big fluffy brush and run this back and forth in the crease of your eye. If you have hooded eyes, just do this with your eyes open. Build that up until you're happy with it, and you could even stop here for a simple defined eye look. Or, if you want, take the light shade, shimmery or not, and put this all over your eyelid to add a little bit more brightness. I like to take it into the inner corner too. Again, you could stop after the second step if you wanted. For the most intensity, take the dark shade and create a little V on the outer corner of your eye, how I'm doing here. You'll need a little bit more of a precise brush for this, and then fill that V in. When you've built it up to where you're happy with it, go back with your first fluffy brush and just run over this so there's no harsh lines. Now you finish off the look with mascara, eyeliner, lashes, whatever you want. The great thing
Hey darlings, re khutla hape ka makeup tutorial 101 ya rona. Ka sheko lena re tlo ithuta ho apply di eyeshadow. Re tlo ba le part 1, 2, 3 le 4. Ka sheko lena tla be le part 1 re tlo etsa one color makeup or one eyeshadow method. Ha re qaleng he ka part 1 ya rona, se ke qadile ke basitse letlalo ka concealer eo e ke le bontshitseng yona. Ke yona ntho ya pele ya bohlokwa tshwantseng o etse ha o apply eyeshadow. Ke hore di eyeshadow di kgone ho dula nako e telele, hape di kgone ho proper color e bonahale. Ha ke qeta ho base ka concealer he, ke tla ka powder ho seta concealer eo. Ha ke qeta ho seta ka powder eo he, re tlo kena eyeshadow. Empa pele ho mo re ithuteng ka di parts tse ka hodima mahlo, re na le lid ke eo e ke le bontshang yona. Ha re qeta re na le grease ke eo, ke le meno leo le ka hodima lid grease. Ebe re na le brow bone ke eo brow bone hantle mo re highlight teng ka tlasa ntshe. Re ithuta ka diphatse tse hore e re ha ke bua ka di-term tseno kaofela be re tseba hore na ke bua ka eng. Se re qadile he re apply eyeshadow ya rona, re tlotsitse all over lid ya rona, re phamisetsa ka hodima crease mole. Empa ha re fihle ho brow bone, re felisa ka hodima crease mo, ebe re nka brush ba bo blendang eyeshadow bo batlang bo le fluffy nyana ho feta bane be ne re pheka eyeshadow ka bona. Re tlo blenda ho fihlela ho se ho sena line e bonahalang dipakeng tsa letlalo le eyeshadow. Ke eo he final look ya rona. Re tla bonanang hape ho part 2.
If you're a beginner and you're still struggling with your eyeshadows, please keep watching. We're going to recreate this beautiful eyeshadow look on this eye. You'll need an eyeshadow palette with natural colors like this one. Or you can use an eyeshadow primer if you have one. I prefer using a darker concealer just to base my eyelid. Make sure you have different eyeshadow brushes. I'm using brushes by DL Cosmetics. Go in with a lighter brown on the outer corner of your eye and just build up that pigment. Take a clean brush and blend. So now you're going in with your darker brown and build up the pigment once again. You can build up the pigment as much as you want, but please don't forget to build up pigment and use another brush to blend. When you're done building pigment, you take a milky shade and you apply the entire lid. Just like that. So there is a hash line over there, so you're going to go into a lighter brown and go in between the two lines so that we can eliminate that hash line. Take your eyeliner and line your waterline. So to finish off this eyeshadow, we're going to use the darker brown that we used on the outer corners of the eye just to smoke out the lower lash line. Apply your mascara before you pop in your lashes. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today.
So you want your eyeshadow to look like this, but it always ends up looking like this. I'm gonna tell you why. It's because you don't have the patience to blend. You're not using the right colors and you're not using the right brushes. I'm gonna make this really easy for you. So if you wanna know how to do this, pay attention. Let's start. Step 1, you're going to need 3 brushes. A small brush, a medium brush, and a large brush. We're gonna use the smallest brush for the darkest color. Map out the shape, really pack the color in there. Buff out the edges. Try not to expand the color further. Just soften the edges. Raise your eyebrows for this. Now, with the medium brush, you're going to apply a lighter color. Make sure half of the brush is on the previous color and half of the brush is on your skin. Blend by using small circles and take your time with this. Soften the edges of that second color. Now I'm gonna use the larger brush for the transition color. I call it the transition color because this color is going to blend that synthetic color into my skin tone. I'm using a warm transition color, applying the same principles, buff out the edges of the second color with a larger brush. Because you should not be able to see where the makeup begins or where the makeup ends. Flawless. Mark your cut crease with a flat brush. Buff the edges of that cut crease into the halo, just as you did in the crease you're going to do on the lid. Soften the edges of the dark shadow with the medium brush and the second color. Fill in the middle with a small flat eyeshadow brush. Ta-da! It's so pretty.
Here are my tips and tricks on how to perfect your eyeshadow 101. Prepping your lids is a must. It's up to you if you want to use a concealer or eyeshadow primer. I personally always go with concealer. If I don't set my lids, I feel like my eyeshadow just starts sliding all over the place. For a transition color, I always like to go towards the burnt orange. If I don't have that in hand, I usually grab my bronzer. It works just as well. You always want to keep a very light hand. You rather build it up than have to remove. Notice how I'm also holding the brush towards the end. I always dust my brush off on a napkin before moving on to the next shade because I do use the same brush for a lot of different shades. Make sure that you're always tapping off the excess off the brush, especially when dealing with darker shades. Blending eyeshadow takes a long time if you really want to perfect it, so just have patience. When you're doing dramatic looks like this, concealer and a flat brush could literally be your best friend. They can help you clean up or shape anything. When you're setting the concealer the second time, make sure you tap on it. Don't swipe because remember we already applied and set concealer first, so we don't want to like move that and cause a whole mess. I love me a pencil brush for more definition and preciseness, especially for looks like this. For brushes, I really love the Ariel brush set, also the Morphe brushes, and Sigma brushes are really good. If you guys have any brush recommendations, please leave them in the comments. Now I like to take a pressed powder and just dust off all the edges just to make sure that everything is nice and blended. Here's the finished look.
makeup tips I wish I knew earlier. I like to prime my lids with leftover concealer from the sponge because putting concealer directly on my lids is too heavy and will crease a lot for me. By the way, since I don't have a visible crease, I find the crease to be the little divot where my eyeball ends, right beneath my brow bone. Using a soft fluffy brush, I like to blend a transition shade a little over my crease near the brow bone and outwards, basically where the end of the brow and outer corner connect. When working with darker colors, I like to start out from as close to my lash line as possible, slowly blending upwards and out depending on how smoky I want it to look. Also doing this in tapping motions for more control. For a smoky shadow liner look, use a pencil liner instead of eyeshadow. It's just easier to work with and will give you more pigment and be longer lasting. Also, there's no powder fallout. I then dip into some eyeshadow and blend out only the top of the liner to soften the edges. I'm still keeping the bottom part sharp and precise. I keep my liner to the outer corner and never line the whole eye. I stay far away from lining the inner upper lids as that will shorten and close up my eyes. Put some liner on the front part of the lower lash line for a sleek, foxy eye look. Place your eyeshadow highlights where the light naturally hits your eyes. So for me, it's here, here, and here. Look at how much brighter and open the eye looks. And that is our finished eye look.
Start off by applying the eyeshadow base. Don't have an eyeshadow base? It's okay to just use concealer. Make sure you blend your eyeshadow base seamlessly. I like to start off with any eyeshadow that has shades of orange or brown. Apply eyeshadow base once again on your eyelid, this time around using a flat concealing brush. Now, if you want to create a cut crease, what you're going to do is that you're going to look down and then your eyelid is going to touch a bit beyond the normal level of your eyelid. That remaining residue that touches the upper part of your eyelid is going to be your cut crease. Blend the outer parts of your cut crease. Pack any eyeshadow color of your choice. I prefer something a bit shiny. Blend the outer part of your cut crease one last time. Proceed to apply mascara, put on your lashes, and then voila. And there you go. It's actually really simple. See you on my next tutorial. Ciao.
together, and then I'm gonna take concealer and cut my crease, and then I'm gonna, in the corner of my eye, I'm gonna go in with the darker shade, and then I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade, and then I'm gonna go in with a baby pink shade. So I felt like something is missing, and I decided to add some liquid eyeliner from Wet n Wild. I've been using this eyeliner from 2019 and I never went back. And then I'm gonna go in with the Rimmel setting spray, and then go in with my Color Stay foundation. I love this foundation. I highly recommend it. It is medium to full coverage. I really love how this foundation is easy to blend, especially when you're using a beauty blender. And then I'm going to go in with a full coverage concealer from Maybelline, and then go in with a foundation stick from Makeup Revolution. And then I'm just going to blend my concealer and contour together. I really love how rich this foundation stick is. Like, it's really amazing. So I usually make sure that I just put a bit of it, and then I'm gonna go in with my Hermosa Flow face palette, and then I'm gonna go in with the setting powder. Like, it is an absolute fave. Like, I really love it. Look at that. Just look how easy it is to blend. I usually make sure that I don't put a lot of setting powder because I have dry skin. And then I'm gonna go in with some blush and highlighter, just put it there, and then go in with this eyeliner from Essence, and go in with my mascara from Avon. I really love this mascara. Look at the difference that it makes. Look at that. Ha, don't tell me you don't see the difference. And then I'm gonna go in with my lashes. Then I'm gonna go in with some gloss. And yeah, guys, we're pretty much done. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.
An easy beginner's guide to eyeshadow. First, a base for your eyeshadow to sit on. I am using a concealer. Blend it. You'll need at least 2 brushes. They're clean. Mine are not so clean, but do as I say, not as I do. An eyeshadow palette, this orange shade here. Apply it on the lid without dragging it too much. So what you're doing right now is just packing on the color until you get the pigment payoff that you want. Take your other clean brush and the edges over here, circular motions, or you can do windshield wiper motions to remove that harsh line. So blend it out. Just for a little pop, I'm going to add a little shimmer to get her, and just dab it the center of my lid. Finish off the look, you'll want to add some little shimmer on the inner corner to add a pop, some eyeliner, and drag some eyeshadow on your lower lash line, and boom.
Today I'm going to be showing you guys my everyday eyeshadow look. I'm going to take the shade Inspiring and pop that in the crease. I'm going to take the shade Luxurious with my finger and put that all over the lid. Now I'm going to take the shade Epic and put it in the outer V. I'm going to clean up the shape of the eyeshadow with a Q-tip. I'm going to take that same shade Luxurious and put it above the lid. Now I'm going to add a small wing. Next we're going to add lashes. These are the style Adriana. Now I'm going to do my face makeup and then finish off the eye look. My face makeup is done. I'm going to do a few more things to the eyes to take the look to the next level. I'm going to take the shade Epic and put it directly on the lash line. I'm going to blend out what we just did with the shade Inspiring. The
The last step is to add white liner and mascara. I did it already on this eye and look at the difference. This eye looks so much bigger and I look so much more awake. And that's how I do my eyeshadow.
With a little bit of concealer, or you can use whatever you want to use, a primer, foundation, whatever works. Make sure you get that blended out. Now to get that really sharp edge, I am going to go in with some tape. Just regular Scotch tape will work. Scotch tape can be a little sticky, so I unstick it a few times on the back of my hand before I put it on my face. The hardest part of this look is angling the tape. I like to align it with my bottom waterline and then angle it towards the top of my ear. So when I did this eye, I did get a little bit of fallout from the glitter. So I'm going to go in with some powder. This will make it a lot easier to brush off. Using this palette from Chic Glam, but you don't have to use this palette. You could always just go in with a bronzer or whatever browns that you have. I'm gonna grab a flatter blending brush like this and go in with this deep brown. I'm gonna place it right along the tape and then blend out. Try to keep this on this side of my eye. Try not to bring it past halfways. Grab another blending brush and I'm gonna go in with this color. So basically you're gonna start with the darker brown, go in with the lighter browns. I'm gonna use this to blend the darker brown out. The lighter brown that I use, the closer to my inner corner that I'm getting. If you wanted to, you can go ahead and just leave it like this, but I'm gonna grab another blending brush and a lighter brown and basically just use this to blend that other brown out. This really helps give you a nice little fade. So you start with the darker browns and go lighter and lighter. If you notice with the tape, I did leave myself a little bit of room on my under eye. I do like to bring that darker brown underneath and just kind of help blend it all together. With whatever product I have left over on my brush, I'm gonna drag that down. And then once I remove the tape, I can blend it out with a lighter brown. For now, I'm going to do the inner corner, so I'm going to start with a little brush like this and pick up some of the white. This is just going to help lighten the inner corner, so I'm just going to place that in the inner corner and then just blend that out. Use this eyeshadow from Urban Decay. I'm going to grab a little bit of that and then just place it right on top of the white. And I'm also going to drag that on top of my lid. I'm going to do the smallest wing in the inner corner. This is when you can remove the tape. I'm going to grab that second brush we used and this brown, blend this out. Now just apply some mascara, some lashes, and you're all done.
eyeshadow for beginners.
Grab a cream concealer and pack that all over your eyelid to even out the skin tone there and to create a base for the eyeshadow to adhere to, and then set it with a loose powder. When your eyes open, you have that fold, which is called a crease. So grab a warm orange color and pack that along your crease line. Using a flat brush like this, take a lighter shade and just pack it all over your eyelid. And don't be scared to bring it all the way up front, just like this. Blend everything together with a clean brush. Now taking a pencil brush, smudge a dark brown eyeshadow along your lash line and bring it up in the shape of a V, just like this. Once again, blend everything together using a clean brush and grab a wet wipe and just clean up your under eye for any fallout. It should look something like this. And you're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and follow for more.